Shit, I got more stuff from the flea market. Let's dump it all out. Right, so so these are the things I got at a flea market. Now let's go through them. Right, so first let's start off with the first vendor I bought from. So with this vendor, I didn't take pictures of what they have, but basically they had like a couple of tubs, small tubs, filled with toys, and one of the tubs is dedicated to Thomas toys, or toys that look like Thomas toys. What I mean by that is the little tub with toys, it does have Thomas toys, but a few fast food toys that to a normal person look like Thomas toys were mixed in there, like that one McDonald's Christmas train that they released like a couple of years back, a Whataburger train they released like a decade ago. And yeah, so this Thomas right here is from the Misty Island Rescue Barge Thomas pack, which reuses the Thomas Comes to Breakfast face. I actually been thinking of getting this Thomas. Yes, learning curve. Anyway, I was actually thinking of getting this Thomas, but it wasn't on the top of my priority list. But I just came across it in the flea market and decided to take it. As well as this 1990s Thomas, which he doesn't have the old style wheels. Anyway, I'll talk more about him later. Also, I was kind of surprised that this Thomas, when they reused his Thomas Comes to Breakfast face, I thought they took away all the details, all the breakfast and wreck details off the face. But no, if you look closely, if I turn on my light on, you can still see the egg shapes on his cheeks. That's his actual cheek line right there. And then there's a line for the eggs. Interesting. Yeah, the original kid put their initials on the back, which I might rub off for alcohol. Well, my wipes down there, but yeah, I'll do it later one. Actually, I'll do it right now after recording. But anyway, so yeah. Worried Look Thomas. And on this 1990s Thomas, which I got because, well, it's a classic. Yeah, apparently the original owner decided to take him to the beach. As you can see, there's sand on his wheels. Oh, he's rusted. You can also see the paint is starting to chip off. Yeah, but because, well, it's a 1990s Thomas. He's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm gonna grab him aside. Anyway, for these two. Now, the reason why I got two tenders, basically, I want to cut them right here in the middle of this axle box. Reason being, well, to make a longer tender and to fit that battery compartment for Edward. Since I want to replace his truck tender. Because for those who don't know, the way I restored Edward, which actually, as a matter of fact, I might just bring him. He uses a truck for a tender, and he has a battery compartment, which is a double AAA battery hold. And by combining these two tenders, I will have a nice long tender to fit this battery compartment for Edward. Because to be honest, the truck tenders kinda didn't age well. Alright, I'm gonna put Edward back with the Trackmaster engines. Now the next stuff. Now I did take pictures of this guy's stuff. He had some Trackmaster 2 stuff. And a wooden railway Talking Gordon. But I'm mainly focusing on the early 2000s learning curve stuff and sometimes maybe the 1990 stuff. This is a bit of rule, but this is an exception since this is like the modern, quote unquote modern Soda caboose. Right, here's a Thomas. I wish this was like the version with the red stripes, but it's nice either way. Also, I need a caboose. I might touch up the roof. I also might sand these buffers. Buffers? That's a magnet coupling. Yeah, I might sand on the magnet since it's kind of corroded. Yeah. I might sand that down and see how it looks after I sand it. Now, this one's a bit special. It's an Ertl Thomas. What's great about this Thomas is that this Thomas hasn't aged in a way where so the problem with these Ertls is that over time, if they get played a lot, the axles will bend, making standing this Thomas. Well, so the reason why I got a Ertl Thomas. Now, what's great about this Ertl Thomas is that it aged well. It didn't age like some Ertl Thomases, because the problem with these Ertl Thomases, well, and a problem with most Ertls in general, is that the axles over time, since they're not built like them Hot Wheels axles, over time they will bend in a way where Thomas will just sit low, and if they're angled in a certain way, they'll just kind of fall over and die. And I'm not trying to steal a line from Numpty Pootis. That's an actual fact that kind of bothers me and most people that collect Ertls. Anyway, yes, the face on this Ertl is crooked, but it's an Ertl Thomas. And finally, I can replace my old childhood Thomas. I didn't give him this paint scheme when I was a child. No, I painted him this color because I was bored and I'm going to do something with this Thomas. And instead of leaving him with the shitty... Because this is what I actually did when I was a child. So, I will paint him over with a dark blue Sharpie, trying to make him Railway Series accurate. And of course, it turned out shit. So, yeah, I repainted him with this Testors clay blue, or I don't know what this blue color is called, but yeah, I will restore him one day with Bandai Tech wheels and with a different chassis. I will restore him one day, but right now he just sits dead. Right, this is his replacement, and I'm gonna keep him as is. Hey yo, and now my sticker face Thomas, well, Percy, has a friend. It's all about this little guy. Now, I really love this Thomas. Right when I seen him, I really wanted to get him. Look at him, he's cute. He has the early 2000s Thomas face that's based after the promos at the time. He got a great running board. He's proportioned well. Of course, he doesn't have any details in the back, but he looks really cute. Now, if you're wondering where this Thomas came from, he actually came from the 2005 Thomas Hallmark keepsake ornament, where it has Thomas on a little oval loop layout, and there's a tree right next to him. I believe the original owner has, well, assuming he's a kid, because no adult will ever do this, but I assume they pulled Thomas out of that little ornament and start playing him around on the carpet, and at one point one of the pegs broke off. I might clip off all these pegs off, since, well, no point in having them anymore. I mean, he was already pulled out of his ornament. But yeah, this is a really cute Thomas, and I'm thinking I might turn him into a keychain, or put him inside a little plastic acrylic case box, a tiny one to fit his size, and put a keychain on the box itself. That way this Thomas is chain free and he's protected from all the elements and whatnot. Yeah, I really like this Thomas. He's really cute. Actually, I'm gonna clip off these peg things. Also, I need to bring in some glue and stick this wheel back in there. Apparently, when this kid tugged Thomas out of its base, this wheel probably gave him a fight, and while the kid won, it caused the wheel to just pull out of its place. But yeah, nothing that glue can fix. Besides, cutting those pegs won't be an issue since well, who cares? This toy the ornament has already been ruined by this kid pulling Thomas out of its base. That's the Thomas is done. Last but not least is these fellas right here. Now I did take a picture of the section D's, how these were at the flea market. So basically, same story as this seller, but in a different arrangement. This seller had more tubs full of toys, big and small, and the small tub had like a small selection of wooden trains and some plastic trains that fit on wooden railway and Brio and basically wooden track. But anyway, of course they have some Thomas stock. So let's start off with, actually no, let's start off with this since I bought it first. It's the Sorgatron clay truck. I really wanted to get some rolling stock, and I finally got some actual freight rolling stock. I didn't find that much freight wooden rolling stock at the flea market, but oh, I'm not disappointed with what I purchased. This is pretty nice anyway. So yeah, of course it's beaten. Most of the stuff is beaten, but that's what gives it character. Here's a little cargo car. Now some people would just ignore this and go on with the day, but I actually like these cargo cars. You can put whatever cargo on them, on top of them. It'll be realistic. I would like to get a cargo piece. I might just make a cargo piece for this car. No, nothing special really, just a cargo car. This is 2003. Oh, was the cargo car in the 2007 recall? It wouldn't matter since this doesn't have a recall code, and so if you have a Wooden Railway James that is in the same style of the early 2000s Jameses, and it doesn't have a recall code, don't worry, it was made way before the recall. Anyway, so now on to these two. Here's good old Duck. Yes, this is like the 2008 Duck. Same style as the early 2000s and 1990s Duck. There's of course wooden early 2000s with the wheels. Pretty nice. And here we got Splatter. No Dodge, but oh well. I could get Dodge in another date. Dated. Um, 2002. Pretty nice haul. They got a decent selection. Anyway, so that's enough about my dumb rambles. I'm gonna just put these around my layout. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And have a good evening, since it's already nighttime, as you could tell by my closed windows. To be honest, I don't know where to put them on my layout, so I'm gonna just put them in my toy box and pull them out once I feel like it. Alright, you too, Splatter. Get in there.